guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another look for you guys, and I'm starting off with my eyes. So I'm grabbing my Nars Pro Prime eyeshadow base. Finally I got some of this back because I was out of it for a while, but I finally repurchased it, and I'm just priming my eyelids with that and using my fingers to blend that in. After that, I'm going to grab some concealer from Maybelline. This is the Fit Me Concealer. And I'm just applying that straight over the base. You could use this alone if you don't have oily eyelids, but I have really oily eyelids, so I can't use this on its own. I'm doing this to color correct my eyelids and just conceal any veins and hide discoloration and things like that. Next, I'm going to set all of that base using some powder, and I'm just using a fluffy brush from Soho. I'm just setting this to make sure that everything stays in place and then my eyeshadows go on smoothly. Now I'm going to grab some tape. I'm using tape to place on the outer corner of my eye so this creates a sharp line with the eyeshadow. So basically what you want to do is put this on the back of your hand first to remove the excess tackiness, and then place it on the outer edge of your eye. I did this a few times, kind of ripped it off, tried over again. You want to make sure that both sides the angle is the same. And also, if you rip it off too many times, you might lose some of the tackiness. So if you lose too much tackiness, you might have to start over with a new piece of tape. Anyway, next up I'm grabbing Eyeshadow, so I'm grabbing this one. This is Bamboo from MAC. It's a very light matte warm shadow. I'm using a Sigma E25 brush to place this on the outer corner of my eye, and what's really nice about the tape method is that you can really pack on the shadows on the outer corner of the eye, and once you rip off the tape it's going to look super sharp and kind of create a really nice gradient effect. So I'm really packing on the color on the outer corner only, well mainly I should say. Next I'm grabbing Bamboo, no this is not Bamboo, this is Bitten from Geek. This is a very dark matte reddish color, and I'm placing this on the outer corner as well using a MAC 221 brush, which is a little bit smaller than the E25 from Sigma. This is more specific, it's going to concentrate the color even more. And I'm just building up that color, and once again I'm really placing it specifically on the outer corner of my eye. Following that, I'm grabbing this shadow from the Lorac palette. I didn't have anything else in my single shadows, but just use any dark matte brown eyeshadow. I'm using this on a MAC, this is a 219, yeah it's a 219. It's like a small pencil brush, and I just packed the color on and I went back to my MAC 221 to blend that out and make sure everything looked smooth and there weren't any harsh lines. So now I just took off the tape. Make sure you don't do this too roughly. I did it quite slowly, and you can see it reveals a really sharp line. Don't worry if it's too sharp or if it's messy, you can fix that. Right here I'm just using some makeup remover to just remove any sort of fallout I had that wasn't even, and here I'm using a Sigma E17 brush just to fix some unevenness I had on the right side of my eye. And here I'm going back in, you see I'm kind of just fixing it with the different brushes, making sure everything looks even. Once you take off the tape, it could look a bit wonky, but you can fix it, it's quite easy. Here I'm just grabbing this light matte pink shadow, and I'm placing this on my lid using a flat brush. This is the brush that came in the Naked 3 palette. Just use any flat brush, and I'm just packing this on my eyelid. I wanted to keep the whole eyelid really matte, so that's what I did. Following that, I'm going to grab my foundation, so I'm using this one from Maybelline. I've been using this for the past month, and I really love this foundation. The color match is really great for me. I'm in the lightest shade, and it's a very light yellow tone foundation, so it's great for my skin tone. And also I find this controls my oily T-zone pretty well compared to some of my other foundations, so I'm just applying that all over my face using a beauty blender as per usual. So now I'm going back to my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm placing this under my eyes. I'm being quite generous as you can see, but I'm mainly just spreading out the concealer under my eyes to make it easier for me to blend out. It just looks like I'm putting so much, but I'm actually just spreading it out. And I'm using the same beauty blender to blend that out, and I'm also dragging some of that concealer onto any spots on my face where I want more coverage, so I wanted a bit more on my chin. And also if you have any blemishes, you can kind of bring the excess concealer onto those parts of your face as well. So following that, I'm going to grab some more powder. I'm using the same powder from L'Oreal, and I'm going to set I'm setting my under eyes first. So I'm just going to apply this using the same Soho brush. And as you can see, I'm going over the eyeshadow and I'm kind of softening the edges. I'm going to do this with eyeshadow as well. So here I'm grabbing a light matte white eyeshadow and I'm just highlighting my brow bone, and I'm also cleaning out the outer edge. So if you see it's too harsh, you can just grab a fluffy brush, some light matte eyeshadow that's close to your skin tone, and just go over the edge as much as you want to make sure that it's not too harsh or it's as harsh as you want it to look. So now I'm going in with this Smashbox CC concealer. It's like a spot concealer. I'm using this on any blemishes I see on my face. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this product. I like to spot conceal my blemishes, but I don't find this product has enough coverage in my opinion. Anyway, so I'm just setting the rest of my face with the same powder once again, and I'm being very generous with my powder. I always do this. I put a lot of powder to make sure that my foundation is not tacky, and also to make sure that my foundation lasts a long time throughout the day. So now I'm going back to the eyes. I'm grabbing Bitten once again, and I'm using the Sigma E17. Is that what it was? Yeah, the Sigma E17, and I'm packing this really close to my lower lash line, and I'm bringing this all the way to the inner corner to make it really dramatic. So don't be shy and don't worry about blending it just yet. So now I'm going with a blush from Makeup Geek. This is like a light matte pinky purple blush, and I'm using a Sigma E21 to blend out the line. So now I'm making sure that I'm blending it out, and I'm just going back and forth on that line until I'm satisfied with how it's blended. Now I'm going in with a highlight shade. This is a foiled eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, and these eyeshadows are so beautiful. They're like my favorite eyeshadows, my favorite shimmery shadows ever. And as you can see, it's extremely reflective, and it really makes a nice contrast with the whole matte look in my opinion. So I put a lot of that in my inner corners. Now I'm grabbing some black pencil and I'm going to rim my entire eye. So I'm putting this on my lower waterline and also on my tight line to add more drama. Okay, so now comes the fun part. So I'm just going to do my brows off camera, that's that, and then I'm going to add my false lashes. I think these are like my favorite false lashes I've ever tried. These are so beautiful. You're going to see the difference right here. I mean, look at that. It looks so good. I love these lashes. They look so fluffy and natural, and they suit my eyes. It's really hard for me to find lashes that don't look too big on my eyes because my eyes are kind of small. Anyway, I love those lashes. And I'm just applying some bottom lash mascara from Clinique just to even it out and add some definition to the lower lashes as well. And now I'm just going to apply a little bit of mascara to my top lashes to mix the false lashes with my real lashes. You should do this before if you don't want to damage your lashes, but I forgot. So anyway, just do that before you apply your false lashes to prevent damage. And now I'm going to contour my face. So I'm using this contour brush from NYX. It's called like the 05 contour brush. And I'm using Baby Face from Makeup Geek, which is a really light matte taupe shadow, which I think is good to contour light skin tones. And as you can see, I'm just hollowing out my cheekbones with that. I went a little like too intense on my left side. So what I did is I just grabbed a beauty blender after that, and I went over it to make sure that it wasn't too intense. And I'm also going to be baking under to clean it up a little bit. So don't worry too much if it's looking a little muddy. I'll fix it later. Now I'm going in with this face powder from Maybelline that I like to use as a bronzer. So I'm just applying that above the contour, and I'm warming up my skin. I'm also putting this on my forehead and on my temples. I'm just warming up the perimeters of my face to add color to my face, and also apply this to my nose, I believe, just to add a little bit more color like I said. So following that, I'm going to do some baking. So I'm using some loose powder on my beauty blender, and I'm going under the contour. So as you can see, I'm putting a lot of powder, and I'm not going to dust it away just yet. I'm going to let it sit. And I'm just carving out straight under the contour and making it as sharp as I want it to be. So I'm just going to let that sit for now, and I'm going to go in with some blush. So I'm mixing these two blushes from Makeup Geek, and I'm applying that above the bronzer, so it's like contour, bronzer, blush. And I'm just applying that on my cheeks, and I'm bringing this a little bit on my temples as well, and just making sure everything looks really blended. So following that, I'm going to do some highlighting. So I'm using MAC Jest eyeshadow. I love using this eyeshadow to highlight my face. It's really beautiful. It's a very shimmery pink eyeshadow, and as you can see, it's very reflective, so it looks really pretty. And I'm just using this on the same contour brush, and I'm applying that very generously on my cheekbones. I applied a little bit on my Cupid's bow as well, and a little bit on my forehead too. So after that, I'm going to be wiping away that contour, no, not the contour, the baking. And I'm just going to make sure everything looks kind of softer and I'm removing any of the harshness. And then I'm going to move on to my lips to finish everything off. So I'm using this liner from Smashbox. This is super close to my natural lip line. Not in lip color, sorry. I really like this lip liner. The only thing I don't like is it has a bit of shimmer in it, but otherwise it's really pretty, and I'm just kind of using this to line my lips, and also I'm over drawing my top lip just a little bit to make it look fuller, and so it matches the size of the bottom lip a little bit more closely. And then I'm going to finish everything off with a Bettina Velvet Matte Lip Pencil. I love this lip pencil. It's really beautiful, super close to my natural lip color. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Tell me what you think below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.